Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for a quick hockey-themed episode. Going to look at a pretty significant new Connor McDavid pickup that I landed last month. It was a card that I had been searching out for years and wanted to feature something special to celebrate Connor pacing the league in scoring this year. He won his fourth scoring title of his career in his age 25 season. So pretty amazing to think about the fact that this guy has already won the Art Ross Trophy for league scoring 4 times and is still just, getting into his mid-20s and really probably hitting what will be his prime years over the next 5 years of his career. That's insane to think about. So again, wanted to feature a special McDavid card to commemorate the occasion here on the channel. And the one that I have to feature is an Upper Deck clear cut parallel. So I've talked about these parallels before. They're among my favorite modern hockey cards because they are sneaky rare, or scarce, I should say. Maybe not rare. I know that's a sensitive term. But here are the 2 of them that I've shown on the channel previously. And what these are parallels of the flagship Upper Deck card, but they're printed on acetate stock, which is just really perfect for a game played on ice. I enjoy these. I'm a sucker for acetate cards in general, and I think they're pretty popular in general among collectors. I certainly love them and have been fortunate enough in the past to land both of these. These represent Connor's 2 most recent Upper Deck releases. We have the 2020-21 card here on the left, and the newest one to come out, the 2021-22 base card in clear cut format on the right. So I have those 2. Those are tough to get, but as with all cards of this rarity, they get really, really hard to track down as the years roll by and the product in question has been out for a while, because they don't make a lot of these and some of them just get kind of wrapped up into private collections or just going to be held onto by collectors like I'm planning to do with mine long term. So they kind of dry up, and it's very rare for some of the early ones to hit the market. And one in particular that I've been looking for a long time and finally brought home, the card that we're going to kind of feature in today's video, is this beauty right here. This is the 2017-18 Upper Deck Connor McDavid clear cut parallel. So this is Connor's 3rd year card. His rookie card came in 2015 Upper Deck. So this would be a 3rd year card. And again, the clear cut format. This one is a little bit less transparent maybe than the one that just came out this year. The background in the photo really makes a difference. When there's a lighter background like there is in this year's card, then the transparency comes through a lot more. When there's a darker or more crowded background, it's a little bit harder to tell, but still pretty obvious. And if you flip these over, obviously the card backs are modified so that there's just some essentials written over the part of the card that isn't acetate, so as not to kind of ruin the view from the front. These are not serial numbered, but they are very scarce, as I said. And the odds on pulling one of these are not in your favor. So they are hobby only for starters. So you cannot pull a clear-cut parallel out of a retail product, at least back when this one was coming out. I think that's still the case, even to this day, that they're hobby only. And within hobby, they're really tough. So you get 1 clear-cut parallel of any one player per 90 packs on average, 90, which is pretty insane. There are 24 packs in a hobby box. So with the right odds, you basically only find 1 of these per every 4 hobby boxes, or maybe an average of about 3 per case based on those numbers. But what's crazy about them is these are parallels that parallel the entire Upper Deck flagship set. So there are 200 base cards in the Series 2, in this case, Upper Deck release this year, and you could pull any one of those 200 in your 1 per 90 pack odds. So what that means is, as far as Connor McDavid himself, there is 1 Connor McDavid clear-cut parallel, the same card that you see in front of you here, in every 18,000 packs of Upper Deck flagship hockey that was put out in 2017. Which would be, hundreds of boxes. I think something like 750 hobby boxes you'd have to go through on average to find 1 clear-cut McDavid. So you can see how scarce these are and why they sort of dry up, especially for premier players. I would love to, I've stated many times, try to put together a complete run of McDavid clear-cut cards. I think these started in mass in 2016, the year before this card, with Connor's second-year card, and they continue on to this day. So I'd love to work on a run. It's a long-term collecting goal I have. And this card here was a huge win. This eluded me for years. Had a saved search set up to try to find this one for literally probably 2 to 3 years now, and they just don't surface. Recently, this one came up at auction, and I knew I was going to go pretty heavy on this just because of how badly I'd wanted that card and how long I'd been searching for it. Didn't end up having to pay up as much as I feared I might, but still wasn't cheap by any means. That was a 3-figure card, not very far into the 3 figures, but it did cross that $100 threshold, and that was at auction. So very fortunate and happy that I was able to bring that one home. The latest sort of decent piece for my growing McDavid collection. And again, big congrats to the man for 4 scoring titles in his age 25 season. I hope he and the Oilers can make some progress in the NHL playoffs this year and maybe advance a little further than the past. Really looking forward to tracking the postseason action. And to everybody, I appreciate you spending a few minutes to stop by, especially for a hockey-related video. And I'll certainly be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Until then, take care.